is this the worst 996 you could potentially buy? We believe so. This car, on face value, has 0 MOT advisories, but when we've got this on the ramp, it is hiding a whole host of issues. In this episode, we are going to cover all the issues wrong with this 996 and show you that if you are looking to purchase one of these Porsche 996s, what to look out for. Porsche 996 Carrera. This is a 3.6 naturally aspirated with 300 horsepower. It's mated with the 5-speed automatic gearbox, which, if you're touring around the UK, Europe, convertible automatic gearbox, great product. Now, I don't want you to watch this video and think that a 996 is a bad car, because if you look over the internet, everyone, there's so many bad stories, but the 996 is a great car if they've been looked after correctly. And Adam, our workshop manager, the only reason he's into Porsches is because his dad, back in his youth, had a 996 Carrera. And that's why Adam is into Porsches and went on to get a Cayman S. His dad covered 170,000 miles in his 996. And Adam reports that he had no engine issues, no IMS bearing issues, and it was a great car. So it does go to show, testimony to Porsche, they did build a brilliant car. The list of work this car was booked in for was the driver's window's not working, the brake warning light is on the dashboard, the front lights don't work, there's some sort of water leaking in the car, the coolant temp sensor's been coming on, the roof doesn't work, check all the oils because there's an oil leak on the guy's driveway, and polish the headlights. So let's get it on the ramp and do a full inspection on this car. So I started having a look around the car and spotted a few things, and as with all our inspections, I do always go back to the MOTs and see what kind of advisories were on there from last time. And unbelievable to me, this car had 0 advisories 6 months ago and only 1,000 miles ago. So I'm going to walk you through all the issues with this car, and I don't think the MOT reflects what this car is, because if you turned up to buy this car, you're none the wiser the cars, you've seen the MOT, you think no advisories, must be a good car. Well, let me prove you wrong. So let's start with the headlights. I can see past all the dirt and stuff like that, and this is just one thing of a lot of issues which starts to make me question the MOT, that the headlights are cloudy, which would affect the headlight beam. Now this may have happened in the last 6 months, so I'm like, okay, I can oversee that. The car, as you can see, it is quite dirty, but dirt is dirt. That's not going to stop a car passing MOT. But we get onto the fuel cap, and you can kind of see the state of it in here, and the rubber's broken. Now, this fuel cap needs to seal the fuel tank, and if it doesn't seal the fuel tank, you see down the bottom there, it's cracked. If it doesn't seal the fuel tank, that is a fail. Again, you go, okay, maybe that's just happened. It's been outside, it's dry rotted. Let me go on to the rear tyres. Now the rear tyres are 2011 and they are absolutely perished. Everywhere you look, they are just in desperate need of replacement. Let's just say that. Again, I'm like, okay, they haven't advised the tyres, but you can kind of overlook a few bits of these few cosmetic bits in the tyres. But let's get underneath and I'll show you what we found under there, and then I'll let you make your own judgment of the MOT report. So I get under the front of the car, so we'll make our way to the back And I will say it gets worse as we get to the rear end. So we'll start off with the better side, or better end. A couple of things we noticed: the arch linings are broken. Again, nothing that's really going to impact an MOT. The front cover's missing here, so there's a plastic undertray missing. The suspension bushes here are badly split, so notice that. The shock absorbers are heavily corroded. They are probably one of the worst shock absorbers I have seen, so we'll get that. They are in desperate need of replacement. And then up here as well, we can see the track rod end up there is the actual boot up here is all split. So that's both sides. The front brake pads are low as well because the warning light's on the dash.
It's half 6. They can work with tonight.
Yes, Chris, I'm only filming, don't worry.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, Chris. Anything else you want, Chris? I get to here and I spot some green fluid, which green on a Porsche is the power steering fluid. And I look up here and the feed and the pressure line that go into the steering rack are dripping power steering fluid. And same again, I can't believe that being wet has not been advised. So, and every suspension bush on this car is absolutely shot. The shocks, the lower arms, the tuning forks, all the rubbers, they look like the originals. But let's head to the back now and you'll see why I'm in shock. So everywhere from here to here is dripping wet. Chris! Mate, come on! Why, I cannot believe this car has no advisories. So pretty much from the centre of the car to the back of the car is swimming in oil. And we've got various leaks. We've got this red fluid here is gearbox fluid, which is leaking out of multiple places. We've got the diff on the side of the gearbox leaking fluid. We've got the engine leaking engine fluid from the rear main seal or IMS bearing seal, chain tensioners, and we've also got some sort of oil leak on the back of the engine. It is just leaking everywhere. And like I say, I keep saying, I cannot believe that these leaks were not here 1,000 miles ago. And it's the same with the suspension. If we just look, all the rubbers are absolutely perished. If we get up there and get on that dog bone at the top, they are just all split open. The next thing I've spotted is this anti-roll bar. The coating's all come off, and that anti-roll bar, I would say that is about to snap. If you put any load on that, that is just going to split in half. Considering these are hollow in the middle, that metal is so weak. So that is in desperate need of repair again. How that's not had an advisory. Then I get onto the exhaust. This back box is split along there, and then where the joint is, it's got a hole in. And that's not just one side. This side is just as bad with the split. So again, how that's passed emissions, I do not know. And that's just the kind of MOT stuff we've seen on this vehicle. There are a lot of other faults, like the roof doesn't work, the window, driver's window isn't operable, doesn't go up and down. The key ignition barrel stuck onto that needs looking at. And then there's other stuff we've looked into which needs addressing. So overall, probably if you have, I think the chap has just brought this car, he's probably going to end up spending more on repairs than he's purchased the car for. So that is why we always say, get an inspection done on your Porsche, because otherwise you can end up in this situation where you are in a bit of a predicament of what to do with the car, whether you've got to spend, I'd probably say £10,000 on this car to get it right. By the time you renewed all the suspension, the back boxes, sorted out all the leaks, repaired the window, the roof, you could be into a huge bill from just looking at the MOT and seeing that it's got no advisories, it's only done 1,000 miles, and you think it's a good car. Not always the case. It's 996, obviously you can, the number plate is quite ironic to the car. So obviously when it turned up, I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And then when I got on the ramp, I was like, so I'll do a reveal. I won't show the whole number plate because I don't want, it's not our car and it is a customer's car. And he is a little bit shocked at the report. I don't want people like bad-mouthing it, but I'll just reveal the first few letters.
No, it's a state.
I do feel for the customer because he has brought this car for a friend, which he's waiting for him to come back from him because his friend had this car for 11 years, so he's waiting to see what his friend says about the car. But the repair work needed far outweighs the value of the car. So yes, but we'll clip into the video. The other faults this car has, which aren't necessarily MOT faults, well, one of them is driver's window regulator is broken. The roof only comes back to here, then it starts juddering. Relatively easy fix, but again, it's another issue. The wipers don't work, nor do the washers. So again, and they're going, well, how is this past MOT?
How did he buy the car? Like, do you know what I mean? Did he not check, or is this all working and then it just
It's from his friend.
So what? He just took it on face value.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, fair play. Oh,
I think he's in a So that's why. Yeah, I feel for the guy because he's brought a car off his friend that he had for 11 years, and he thought he was getting a good car with no MOT advisories, and he's come in here, and I think there's a long list of stuff. It's like a lot of little jobs. Obviously, we've got the roof, the window reg, the washers. Then we got underneath the car. The list has just got a lot bigger, like it's just leaking everywhere. The predicament this customer's in now is whether to spend £10,000 to £12,000 plus VAT on fixing this car up to get it back to a good standard. And it's a sad situation that we had to tell him about this car because it's almost left a bad taste in his mouth to Porsche ownership, which is not always the case. My first Porsche 997 I had was an amazing car. I loved every minute. It put massive smiles on my face, but it's all because I brought the right car and did my background checks. Now, maybe this customer should have just got a PPI done and it would have saved him this heartache of the predicament he's in now. But hopefully the video's been informative to everybody. And like I say, if you are buying any type of Porsche, just get a pre-purchase inspection and it will save you this trouble.